Welcome to Hidden Chicago, where we dive into the city's best-kept secrets. Beyond the iconic skyline and deep dish pizza lie stories and mysteries that even locals may not know. From hidden tunnels to eerie legends, get ready to explore the unseen side of the Windy City. Number 20. The Chicago Pedway. Beneath the bustling streets of downtown Chicago lies a secret labyrinth known as the Pedway. This network of underground tunnels, walkways, and bridges stretches over 40 blocks, connecting buildings, malls, and subway stations. Originally designed to shield pedestrians from the harsh Midwest winters, it now serves as a vital but lesser-known part of the city's infrastructure. Despite being in use since the 1950s, many residents and visitors alike are unaware of its existence. With hidden shops, eateries, and shortcuts, the Pedway offers a mysterious glimpse of the city's underworld that remains unknown to many above ground. Number 19. The Curse of the Cubs. For over a century, the Chicago Cubs carried a peculiar curse, the Curse of the Billy Goat. It began in 1945, when a tavern owner named Billy Cianis was kicked out of Wrigley Field because the smell of his pet goat disturbed fans. Outraged, he supposedly cursed the Cubs, declaring they would never win another World Series. True to the curse, the Cubs went without a championship for 108 years, despite numerous close calls. It wasn't until 2016 that the curse was finally broken when they won the World Series, ending one of the longest droughts in sports history. Number 18. The forgotten Airfield. Before O'Hare International Airport became Chicago's main hub, there was a lesser-known airport called Megs Field. Located on a man-made peninsula along the lakefront, it operated as a small but vital airport, primarily for private and business flights. In 2003, the city of Chicago abruptly closed Megs Field in a dramatic overnight operation, with bulldozers carving large X's into the runway to prevent further landings. The closure remains a controversial chapter in the city's aviation history, and today the site has been transformed into a public park known as Northerly Island. Number 17. The Devil in the White City. Chicago's history is tied to one of the most chilling true crime stories, the tale of H. Holmes and his infamous murder castle. During the 1893 World's Fair, Holmes constructed a building near the fairgrounds that was designed to lure victims with soundproof rooms, hidden passageways, and deadly traps. The so-called castle became a house of horrors. Holmes is believed to have killed multiple people within its walls, and his gruesome acts of deception and murder continue to haunt Chicago's dark past. The story of H. Holmes remains one of the most terrifying chapters in the city's history. Number 16. The Great Chicago Fire and the Cow That Didn't Start. Many people believe that the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 was started by Mrs. O'Leary's cow knocking over a lantern in her barn. However, that tale may just be a myth. The true cause of the fire remains a mystery, though the devastation it caused is undeniable. The fire destroyed more than 17,000 buildings, left 100,000 people homeless, and changed the city forever. While Mrs. O'Leary and her cow became scapegoats, historians have long debated the real cause, with some suggesting it was sparked by human activity or even a meteor shower. Number 15. Chicago's Haunted Alley. In the shadows of Lincoln Park lies a dark piece of Chicago's haunted history, Death Alley. Located behind the site of the old Iroquois Theater, now the James M. Nederlander Theater, this narrow alley earned its eerie reputation after the deadliest theater fire in U.S. history occurred in 1903. The fire claimed the lives of over 600 people, many of whom tried to escape through the alley, only to be trapped by locked doors. To this day, visitors report strange sights, eerie sounds, and unexplained cold spots, making it a chilling stop on Chicago's ghost tours. Number 14. The Reverse River. One of Chicago's most impressive engineering feats is the reversal of the Chicago River. In 1900, engineers took on the daunting task of reversing the river's flow, which originally dumped waste into Lake Michigan, the city's primary source of drinking water. To prevent further contamination, they rerouted the river to flow toward the Mississippi River Basin, a project that was considered revolutionary at the time. Today, the Chicago River still flows in reverse, a testament to the city's ingenuity and its bold efforts to protect public health. Number 13. The Hidden Bridge under Lakeshore Drive. Beneath one of Chicago's busiest roads, Lakeshore Drive, lies an abandoned bridge with a forgotten history, known as the Central Station Bridge. This relic from the 19th century once connected Chicago's old Central Station to the city's south side. Over time, the bridge was rendered obsolete and covered up by the expanding road network. Though it has long been out of use, urban explorers have rediscovered this hidden gem, offering a glimpse into Chicago's past infrastructure that's hidden in plain sight. Number 12. The world's first skyscraper. Chicago holds the honor of being home to the world's first skyscraper. The home insurance building, completed in 1885, stood just 10 stories tall but revolutionized modern architecture with its steel frame construction. This innovation paved the way for the towering structures that now define skylines across the globe. Though the building was demolished in 1931, its legacy lives on in every skyscraper that followed, marking Chicago as the birthplace of modern high-rise construction. Number 11. The Underground Railroad in Chicago. Though much of the Underground Railroad is associated with the southern and eastern United States, Chicago played a critical role in this secretive network. The city was a vital stop for fugitive slaves seeking freedom in Canada, and many abolitionists in the area provided shelter and resources to those fleeing bondage. Today, you can visit historical markers and sites where these brave journeys took place, showcasing Chicago's important role in the fight against slavery. Number 10. The Secret of the Water Tower. Chicago's old water tower is one of the few buildings that survived the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, making it a symbol of the city's resilience. However, there's more to this iconic structure than meets the eye. Legend has it that during Prohibition, the tower was used by bootleggers to store illegal alcohol. While there's no concrete evidence to support this claim, the water tower's survival and mysterious past have made it a popular subject of urban legends. Today, it stands as one of the oldest and most photographed buildings in the city. Number 9. Al Capone's Lost Fortune. Al Capone, one of Chicago's most infamous figures, amassed a vast fortune during his reign as a crime boss during Prohibition. Despite his eventual conviction for tax evasion in 1931, Capone's rumored millions were never fully recovered. Some speculate that Capone hid large sums of money in secret locations across the city, from underground tunnels to vaults in abandoned buildings. Treasure hunters and urban explorers still search for Capone's lost fortune, adding to the mystique surrounding one of America's most notorious criminals. Number 8. The Ghost Ship of Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan, which borders Chicago, is home to many shipwrecks, but none are more mysterious than the tale of the Rouse Simmons, also known as the Christmas Tree Ship. In 1912, the schooner, loaded with Christmas trees to sell in Chicago, disappeared during a winter storm. For decades, ghostly sightings of the ship were reported near Chicago's shoreline. Some say that on foggy nights, the ghost ship can still be seen, its crew doomed to sail Lake Michigan forever. The wreckage of the Rouse Simmons was eventually found in 1971, but the legend lives on. Number 7. The underground Freemason network. Beneath Chicago's streets lies a network of tunnels and meeting places allegedly used by secret societies, most notably the Freemasons. Chicago's Masonic Temple, once the tallest building in the world, was said to house hidden chambers and passageways used for clandestine gatherings. Though the building was demolished in 1939, rumors persist that the Freemasons' underground influence is still present in the city. Whether or not these tunnels still exist remains a topic of fascination for conspiracy theorists and historians alike. Number 6. The time capsule of the World's Fair. The 1893 World's Columbian Exposition, held in Chicago, was a monumental event that showcased the city's progress and innovation. However, few know that a time capsule from the fair was buried on the fairgrounds, containing artifacts from the era. The exact location of the capsule was lost over time, leaving historians and treasure hunters to speculate about what treasures from the Gilded Age may still be hidden beneath the city's parks and museums. Some believe the capsule may contain documents, inventions, or even clues to the fair's many mysteries. Number 5. The hidden tomb of John Wilkes Booth. There's a peculiar conspiracy theory that ties Chicago to one of the most infamous events in American history, the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. Some believe that John Wilkes Booth, Lincoln's assassin, escaped capture and fled to Chicago, where he lived under an alias until his death. According to this theory, Booth is secretly buried in an unmarked grave in the city, though most historians dismiss the claim. Whether fact or fiction, this strange tale adds a layer of intrigue to Chicago's already fascinating history. Number 4. The Great Molasses Flood. While Boston is famous for its 1919 Molasses Flood, Chicago had its own sticky disaster in 1915. A massive storage tank near the Chicago River burst, releasing over 2 million gallons of molasses into the streets. The molasses quickly spread, engulfing homes and businesses, and creating a gooey mess that took weeks to clean up. Though no one was killed in the flood, it remains one of Chicago's strangest and most forgotten events. Number 3. The Phantom Bus. Urban legend has it that Chicago is home to a ghostly bus that appears to pick up passengers late at night, only to vanish into thin air. The Phantom Bus is said to haunt desolate streets on the city's south side, especially near old industrial areas. Witnesses claim that the bus, appearing out of nowhere, stops to let people on. But when they try to find the bus later, it and its passengers are nowhere to be found. Some believe the bus is a remnant of Chicago's industrial past, carrying the lost souls of those who perished in workplace accidents. Number 2. The Mystery of Resurrection. Mary. Resurrection Mary is one of Chicago's most famous ghost stories. The legend tells of a young woman who was killed in a car accident near Resurrection Cemetery in the 1930s. Since then, numerous drivers have reported seeing a woman in a white dress hitchhiking along Archer Avenue. When drivers offer her a ride, she directs them toward the cemetery, only to disappear as they approach the gates. Over the years, many have claimed to encounter Mary, making her a central figure in Chicago's paranormal lore. Number 1. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre is one of the most infamous moments in Chicago's mob history. On February 14, 1929, 7 members of George Bugs Moran's gang were brutally murdered in a North Side garage, allegedly on the orders of Al Capone. To this day, no one knows the full story behind the massacre, and the identities of the shooters remain a mystery. The event shocked the nation and solidified Chicago's reputation as a city gripped by mob violence during Prohibition. Visitors still stop by the site, now a parking lot, where the crime unfolded, hoping to catch a glimpse of its lingering ghostly atmosphere. That concludes our journey through Chicago and its forgotten, mysterious, and eerie history. If you enjoyed exploring the lesser-known side of this great city, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more intriguing stories and hidden histories from around the world. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to uncover more mysteries with you in our next video.